So let's take a look at the new weapon. So we've got Prima's Star Saber and we've got the Dark Saber. So at level 1, increased DPS by 5%, rip space and time to spawn Megatron from the past. With, that does say 60%, it is an error, it will change on release, guys. With 100% of your health, which does match that. Every 10 seconds, land a massive strike, dealing 1.5 of the equipped bots damage in an area. When we compare that to level 10, it's 32% of the DPS. It's still 100% of your health. Don't worry, guys, there's not a difference. Just an error on the playtest. And then it lands a massive strike, dealing 2.5% of the equipped bot's damage in an area. So here's the conundrum with this I keep saying combat weapon. Because it has 100% of your health, then you want a high HP bot. Because it does 2.5% of your bot's damage, 2.5 times, sorry, of your bot's damage in an area, you want a high damage bot. But there's not many bots that have high HP and high damage. So for me, you've got to kind of choose between the two. But let's go as testing. Let's try it out. Let's see how it works. Okay, so we've got it on Roadbuster. So it's going to do quite a lot of damage in an area. So Roadbuster's DPS is about 1,000-ish, give or take. It's going to do 2,500 damage in an area. But then Optimus Prime, 100% of his health is going to have around, I think, about 30k health. So not too bad. So let's drop Roadbuster and let's see how it goes. So you can see there, it drops Optimus Prime in front of him. So we have sped it up a bit to stay ahead. But you can see here, look, it does do DPS unlike most other hollows. And you see there, it's got a decent amount of health. If you watch carefully, you'll see that the damage from Roadbuster, so it does damage there. Let's wait for the damage to come, 2.5 times damage. There we go, there's 2,500 damage in an area. Let's try and see it again, see if it's doing what it should be doing. There we go, 1,700. So it might be 2.5 is original DPS, but I'll pass it on to the 8. But you can see it is doing quite a lot of damage in an area. So I compared this damage to Zor. Now if it's doing 2.5 times its DPS, then that is pretty much what Zor is doing there or thereabouts. But you don't get the hollow like you would do with Zor. And don't forget, Zor sits quite far back. Now, there are 2 holes on the screen right now, guys. That's a bit of a bug at the minute. It will be fixed. They are just going to drop 1 hollow at a time. And that is it. They'll drop 1 hollow and that will last. And I don't think it will replace again. I think the 1 hollow will come out for your team and sit there. Now, the only issue we sort of said was that, you know, 40k health in the likes of Prime League isn't going to do much. And so then we sort of start talking about, you know, who is it aimed for? If we were talking, you know, the likes of Cybertron players and below, this is going to be absolutely epic. But do we want a hollow that's going to trip outposts? You know, we talk about, you know, Shieldron being used to trip outposts from the launch pad that stuns defenses, things like that. That's quite controllable and quite decent to save you ability points. Is this better than Shieldron? It does more damage, it has more HP, but it's gonna, Shieldron dies quite quickly, which you want it to in a way, because you want to put the outposts and then stop popping other outposts. So it's a bit of a difficult one. I'm not sat here saying it's awful. I'm not sat here saying that it's not better than older content. It's better than Zor in some respects. It's better than Shieldron in some respects, but then worse than Shieldron in some respects. So I think on the whole, once they fix the bug of having 1 hollow, I don't think it's too bad. I think it's pretty decent. Me personally, just for a bit of something, just a bit exciting, I would have liked for the hollow to produce another image of the bot it's on. I think that would be pretty cool. You know, when you sort of drop Rook down and you drop his hollow, you get a Rook hollow. I would like it, if you use that combat, that it would drop whatever you had. If you put it on skids, which I don't think put on skids, but if you put it on grapple, you get another grapple in front of you. If you put it on sludge, you get another sludge in front of you. I think that'd be pretty cool. There's no other reason that it'd be pretty cool, personally. But I don't think that's a game breaker. I don't think that it's a deal breaker in terms of like if it doesn't happen, I'm disappointed. I just think that'd been a bit cooler than Optimus Prime on the field. Just feels a bit weird having just Optimus Prime, but it does decent damage. It's a holder DPS. Has decent health. You know, and I think there's a few options for it. You know, likes of Optimus, who has decent health and DPS. Laser Optimus, things like that. Is it gonna go on instead of Zor or Shieldron? Maybe. It's another option. Let's have a quick look at the Decepticon version as well. We'll take a look at that so I don't get called Conist, or whatever you want to call it. And there's Megatron. Cool. What do you guys think? Do you like the idea of dropping a Megatron? Or would you rather have the same bot holo drop? Maybe the same DPS and same HP as the bot is on. Not sure what the DPS goes off. I think the DPS is a percent of the bot, maybe. I can't remember. But let me know in the chat what you guys would think. What would you rather see? So we'll wait and see if there's any more changes to it. But I'm quite happy with it right now. I wouldn't say it's OP. I wouldn't go and chase it as a 5-star right now. I wouldn't be like going, oh my god, guys, you've got to get this. But if you've got combat shards and you've got a 1 in 5 chance of Shieldron, and when this comes out as a weapon, you've got a 1 in 3 chance, then I would say, you know what? Go for this, guys. It's worth going for this rather than the Shieldron. If you've already got Shieldron, already got Zor, I maybe wouldn't bother with it. And again, that's not because it's a bad combat. I just don't think it pushes the boundaries a lot more than we've already got. It just challenges them. It's maybe equal to. So, all in all, not a bad release. Not a bad weapon or combat. I would not just give it the 5-star seal of approval, that's all.